You know, one of the challenges when you're hanging around with a bunch of guys on the concession road is over time you start leaving your stuff at their house. Do you think I could find a chain this morning? Welcome back to GP Outdoors. I knew it was coming down. It was just a matter of time. Let's head up the driveway. I know I've mentioned it a few times over the years. I love the isolation being so far off the concession road back through a forest. It's a beautiful sight. Having a long driveway that winds through that forest, it's a pretty picture. I mean, just about any season. But it comes at a price. Over the first few years of owning the property, you come very quickly to learn to start watching out for potential hazards or impediments along the driveway, especially when you've got a family and kids that are driving now, as well as neighbors or other folks coming through that driveway. So you tend to naturally keep your eyes peeled and up when you're driving back and forth through the driveway every week. Because from one day to another, you get a little windstorm and you know there's a high probability that you're going to get at least one tree down, or more importantly, it's hanging and it's ready to come down, just as this one is today. I knew it was coming. I should have pulled it down earlier, but she fell probably another 20-30 feet and it's now hanging again, but it's very close to the top of the driveway. But hey, you want to pull it down on your schedule and where you can control it, as opposed to letting it come down when it wants to. And since I've got to head up the driveway anyways, I might as well do that annual check. You know that I do every year just before winter, where I go down the driveway, try to make sure that there's no debris or anything either on the driveway or within a foot or two on the shoulders. Because once we get a good blanket of snow down, you're not going to see anything, but your snowblower is going to see it when it catches it and it tries to push it through the auger. Tight. Hey there, little one. It's okay. Oh, there we go. Didn't want to hang. Oh, not going far though. Boy, I'll tell you. Alrighty, that's what we're looking at. Now this is partially my fault because this thing actually came down last March. You folks may remember this is the spot where I'd cleared one out of the driveway. There were two more and they were hanging up in that maple tree. And I guess after that windstorm and that wicked rain we had last week, this guy fell a little bit more and now it's hanging. And we want to pull her down. I'm going to go grab the tree straps and some chains. Let's get her done. Yeah, you know, it wouldn't be so bad if these were actually hardwoods, but they're 99% of the time it's softwood and nobody has any use for it up here. My little buddy's still standing there about 30 feet away looking at me. She is a curious one. I think ideally I should have had a rope, so I throw it over the end and drag it down and then just hook up the chains to that and pull, but we'll throw these straps around right here because it's just barely hung up here. I don't think it's going to take much to pull it down whatsoever. It's not hanging by much, that's for sure. Probably should have called Guy in case the thing falls down on me. If you are new to property, good idea to grab a bunch of tree straps. You can get them at pretty much any hardware store, Canadian Tire, I think, Princess Auto. They're actually very inexpensive. These straps here, I think they have a 5,000 pound working limit. And I think they're only about $5–10 a piece. but they're very handy to have, just for things like this. That'll do. That'll do. Let me grab a chain, flip the tractor around. We're just going to pull her down so it falls down. Oh boy, she is a curious one, that's for sure. You want to make sure that you get a good length between that tree and my pretty tractor. Well, that tree is just dangling, so I don't think it's going to take much to pull it down. If it was up there pretty hard, or it was a bigger tree, I'd take the old big tool rack off and I'd hook this up to my drawbar. But I'm actually just going to hook it up here, see if I can give it a little yank and she'll fall. I hope Tim's not watching. And if he is and something happens, don't tell him I did this. All right, let's do this. You know what? I'm just going to take some of these limbs off. I haven't got that grill guard put on my front grill yet, so I don't need any of this stuff coming through into my engine compartment. I'll just get this stuff off and then push her back. Of all the implements and attachments that I own, as well as had the opportunity to try out on the channel over the years, I have to tell you, dollar for dollar, there is no better value than buying a grapple. It's so good for so many different things. Really glad I've got it. Well, that'll do it. Not a big job today, but one that needed to be done. I appreciate you hanging around with me and my new friends. If you like the channel, please click subscribe, hit the like button, and if you want to know when I'm posting videos, just click that little bell. Have a wonderful week with your families. Please be safe, please be kind, and I'll see you again right here on GP Outdoors. Cheers.
Mhm.